tonight is the last league that I can play into to win a seat at the WSOP.
We have 35 total registered and only one person gets the main event seat, which means we have about a 3% likelihood of playing in the main event this year, which is the same likelihood that my garden survives this summer.
I've played in 2 leagues so far and I have cashed both, but not for the main seat.
Here is the point system for the league. Obviously, the longer you stay in, the better chances you have at laddering up. And obviously, the higher points, the better, as whoever has the highest accumulation of points at the end of the 5 weeks is going to win the main ticket.
So let's crush this and let's win a freaking seat to the main event.
What advice do you have for me?
You're so annoying. Stop, my back hurts.
What advice do you have? I need advice.
For what, life or poker?
No, for my league tonight.
Oh, for your league? Keep your emotions under control?
But I'm an emotional person.
I can see that. Oh, I have really good advice.
Alright, what is it?
Just remember that points are important. You don't need to win the first game.
Speaking of which, I need to go look at that. I haven't even looked at that yet.
So, how can you create a strat? This is so tilting. You're so tilting as a person. You really are.
T-minus 25 minutes to start time. But in the meantime, I'm doing my nails. Got my computer ready to go. Hey, Snap. Just got done with my nails. Starting the night off strong, we look down at pocket queens and the cutoff. It does fold to us after a limps in the low jack, and we bump it up here to 3 big blinds. We get a call from the big blind and the limper, so we are going 3 ways to the flop. The flop does not come out the best for us. It comes out 5, 7, 3 with 2 spades, and I just realized also we had a call from the small blind. I did not realize that. But yeah, the small blind checks and the big blind now leads for right about pot. The limper does decide to fold and we make the call begrudgingly. Honestly, we probably could have folded here because she's representing such strength right now. The small blind folds as well, and now we're going 2 ways heads up to the turn, which brings out the 8 of clubs. She now leads for over pot once more. So at this point, we do decide to fold. Now, I actually hate folding because she does play very erratically. So sometimes she does have bluffs here, but this one just felt like it was value. So we do make the fold here. And speaking of folding to this player, this very next hand, we look down at King Jack offsuit under the gun. We bump it up to 2 big blinds, and we get a call from under the gun 1. And the same player we were just talking about does this weird little min click thing. This is one of these weird bets that people do online. I don't know if they do it on purpose or if it's meant to be a 3-bet. I have no clue. Either way, she does a min click to 3 big blinds, and it folds back to us. We make the call, and so does under the gun 1. Flop comes out 2-7-3 rainbow, and it does check over to the hijack, and she decides to bet 2 big blinds here. And as I was saying earlier, she is kind of an erratic player at times, so there is no reason at all that I'm not going to call here. So we do make the call. Small blind folds, and it's going heads up now to the turn, which brings out the jack of clubs. So now there is a club draw. We are pretty sure we're good here, but we're going to go ahead and check it over to her and continue to let her stab at it, which she does. She bets another half pot here, and we do make the call. The river is another 3, and she goes ahead and pulls the trigger and goes for the triple barrel, just another clicking buttons with another half pot. We make the call. Maybe could have raised for value here, but we are good. She shows King 10 of clubs and has nothing. This next hand, we look down at pocket jacks and the cutoff. There is a raise from under the gun, and under the gun 1 makes the call. We decide to 3-bet it here in hopes to get it heads up. However, they do both make the call, so we are going 3 ways to the flop. The flop comes out a little dicey. It comes out 5, 9, 6 with 2 clubs. They both check it over to us, and I think we could have checked or bet here, so we do decide to go with a bet. We go a little less than half pot. Under the gun makes the call, and then under the gun 1 does a weird little min click thing. So I don't know how to take this. It could be either really, really strong or really, really weak, maybe something like pocket 8s, pocket 10s, trying to see where they're really at. We do take a look over her notes before making the call, and ultimately, after reading the notes that we have on her, we decide that that raise didn't look too strong, so we decide to raise it up to 40 big blinds here. Under the gun makes the fold, and under the gun 1 does make the call. So a little sketchy. The turn brings out probably the worst card possible. It brings out the 8 of clubs. So now the club draw is there, sets are there, and a one-liner to the straight. She checks it over to me, and we do decide to check it back. This board is scary. The river now brings out the 5 of hearts pairing the board, and she checks it over to us once more. I don't really see a need of betting here. I mean, we still do lose to a lot. Trips, any flush, and that's afraid of the board pairing. So we check it back, and thankfully we win this pot, and we were right. She shows pocket 10s. This next hand, we look down at pocket queens and the low jack. There is a limp from under the gun, and we decide to bump it up to 3 big blinds. The hijack calls, the big blind calls, and under the gun 1 all make the call, so we are going 4 ways to the flop. The flop comes out king 10 7 with 2 spades, and it does check through. The turn now brings out another king, completing this spade draw. So the board is paired and the spades have gotten there. The big blind comes out and leads for 2 big blinds. The under the gun limper makes the fold. We do decide to make the call. There are a lot of draws still here. We could still be up against 10s, 9s, or some like ace jacks types of hands with the ace of spades. The hijack makes the fold, so we are heads up going to the river. The river doesn't change much about the board. It's the deuce of diamonds, and she does lead out again for 3 big blinds. Now, I don't know. What do you guys think here? Am I supposed to raise here for value, or is just the smooth call okay? We do just decide to make the call, and we are good against queen 10 off. This next hand, we look down at 5 deuce of diamonds in the big blind. There is a raise from under the gun. Cutoff makes the call, and we do decide to make the call as well. Probably not a standard call here, but hey, it is what it is. Flop comes out jack 6 7 rainbow, and under the gun decides to put in a c-bet of about 3rd pot. Cutoff makes the fold, and we make the call simply because we plan on turning our hand into a bluff. We just don't really believe her quite yet. The turn brings out another jack and also brings out the heart draw. We decide to go ahead and lead here for half pot just to kind of see what happens, and good thing she makes the fold and we scoop this pot. This next hand, I didn't really know what to do on the river, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. We look down at ace 10 offsuit in the hijack. We get a call from the button as well as the big blind. Flop comes out 2 6 4 with 2 hearts, and it does check around. The turn brings out the 7 of diamonds, and the big blind checks once more. I decided to go ahead and go for it because I feel like the button would have bet if she had any overpairs on this wet flop. So we go ahead and go for it, bet half pot, and we do get a call from the button. The river brings out our ace, and we do decide to check it over. This is kind of where I messed up because I didn't know if I should check or bet for value. I feel like we could possibly run into some 2 pairs here, like ace 4, ace deuce, something like that. So ultimately I check, and I guess it kind of worked out because it did allow her to bluff, and she made a bet. I called, and she had king 8 of spades. So after a little bit of playing, the dogs had to go potty, so I took them outside. I think it was a full moon. It looked really cool at night. There's Leia. I had my computer with me, of course, and our cat, the kitten that we got about 6 months ago, she thinks she's a dog, so she comes out with us every single time we take the dogs out. Here's Leia coming up to me, Pinty, so that's her nickname. And then Cheeto, he always wants me to throw his ball, of course.
Yeah, you want to see?
Do you want to go to Vegas? You want to go to Vegas and put it all on black?
You pretty girl.
So getting right back to it, we look down at Ace 9 offsuit in the big blind. It folds to the button, who makes it 3 big blinds, and we call in the big blind. The flop comes out great for us. We flop 2 pair. The flop comes out Ace 8 9 with 2 hearts. I decided to check it over to her in hopes that she would bet, and she does c-bet about half pot. At this point, we go ahead and put her all in. She's only got 9 big blinds behind, so we do rip it all in, and she calls us with the pocket queens. Maybe she thought we were on a major draw of some sort, but nope, and we hold. Next up, we are in the big blind with Ace 3 of diamonds. It folds to middle position, who bumps it up to 3 big blinds, and it folds to us, and we make the call, so we are going heads up to the flop. The flop comes out King Jack 3 with 2 clubs. I check it over, and she checks it back. The turn brings out the 7 of hearts, and we check it over once more, and now she does finally put in a delayed c-bet of about half pot. I think a call is okay. You know, we're still beating ace queen, ace 10, hands like that. However, sometimes we're losing to ace jack, queen jack, so I decide to raise it up here about 3x, just to kind of see what happens, and it works. She does make the fold, and we take this pot down. As the night was winding down, one of the last few hands we played before switching over to our phone to go to bed and play in bed, we look down at King 8 off and the big blind. It folds to the small blind, who limps, and we do check our option. The flop comes out 9 10 5 rainbow, and the small blind leads into us for about half pot. There's a lot of draws here, 7 8, queen jack, things like that, so we do decide to make the call. The turn brings out another 10 and also puts the diamonds out there, where now she checks. So I doubt a 10 would do that. However, we do check it back, and the river brings out the 3 of hearts, and she goes for it one last time. And we just think that there's a lot of missed draws here. We decide to make the call with king high, and we are good against jack 8 offsuit. Okay, so it's break time again. We are down to the final 12. The next pay jump, or points I should say, is 10. I think it jumped up to 50 points. Right now we're in the 30 points, and then first place would be 100 points. So yeah, we've got 12 left. I am currently sitting at 5 out of 12. So we've got a couple of short stacks, mainly one. But yeah. Pocket time. Time to go to bed. Stop. Time to go to bed, so switching over to my phone. So at this point, I was playing from my phone while in bed, and we just kept chugging away. We got down to bottom 6 eventually, and top 5 was the next pay jump. We surpassed that, and we got down to the final bottom 3, which was the next pay jump. Of course, we were going for first place, maybe even second, but unfortunately we busted third. But hey, I am very happy overall with third place. We have 4 more weeks to kick butt and get the points up. So please follow along, like and subscribe if you guys want to see if I can win this seat to the WSOP for my first time ever.